Hello and welcome. I have been challenged to put out something just to express myself. Just let it flow. Just no filters, so to speak. Because a lot of times when we think that we know someone, we know them by their outwardness. We think we know them innerly, but when it all said and done, who do you really know? And how much do you really know someone? Not unless they share their heart with you and they're able to be completely vulnerable before you and not have any judgments and you not walk away. I guess that's one of the things that I have come accustomed to, or not accustomed to, but come to realize that people that's been in your life forever, they don't really know you because they have not taken the time to really get to know you, the real you. Because if they really got to know the real you, they wouldn't do some of the things that they do, or they would do some of the things that they need to do in regards to you. A lot of things kind of been running around my head when I received this challenge from my daughter. So I think I'm just going to stick with this one thing that the Lord had gave me a couple months ago. And the phrase is just as simple. Time will measure change. A lot of times people say, I've changed, I apologize, or I won't do that anymore. But as you continue to walk with that person or be around that person or continue to allow that person in your life, over time you will begin to see if the reality of the manifestation of if there was a change or there wasn't a change. And I'm a firm believer that when you love someone, you be willing to do the work in order to be somewhat accommodating. I'm not saying that you should change who you are, but be wise enough to know that when people are in your life for a season and for a reason. Seasons come and go, and the reason why people come into your life changes as well. Sometimes the reason would change because you changed. So the reason for that person to have been in your life at that time, because you changed, that reason have changed, or either they're no longer needed in your life. So you have to readjust and realign people, places, and things in your life. That's what order is. The accurate arrangement of people, places, and things in your life. And we must be honest with ourselves. I know as we get older, I can speak for myself, as I get older, I question what now? This journey that I'm on. What now? What's next? Because most of my life I've been always doing things or always being something for someone else. I was a mom, a teen mom. I was someone's wife, someone's daughter, someone's mom, someone's sister, I was always something to someone. I never really got a chance to figure out who this person is, this self being me. And I think a lot of the time we as women, we find ourselves in that predicament, being young, old, middle age, or whatever the case may be. We find ourselves as to, who am I? Where do I go from here? Because seasons of life change. So we have to realign and reevaluate the people, places, and things in our life. Because their season may be up, but we're still trying to stay in that season because they're in our life. But we have to recognize that everything is a time and a season for everything. I think it talks about that in Ecclesiastic. But I just wanted to share that, time measures change. And if you stay around long enough, you begin to either see change or you won't see change. And then you have to know what you need to do in regards to that. We as women, we often find ourselves always accommodating, always giving. I know we as moms and wives and sisters or whatever, we're very accommodating. We will put ourselves on the bottom and on the last. And then when everybody done came and took and came and got and came and received everything that you had to give them in order for them to go forward, you are left standing in that same place, wondering what's next. And a lot of times people say, this is your time in life, you need to be selfish. But it's kind of hard to be selfish if you really don't know yourself. I mean, think about it, being selfish, the root word is self. If you don't know who you are, had an opportunity just to be you, then how can you be selfish? You find yourself, you say, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. You do it for a little bit, but before you know it, you done resorted back to doing and becoming what someone else needs you to be for their purpose and to further them. And I was driving one day, and I was going through some things within myself, and I was asking myself, either people want to receive what you say, or they don't want to receive what you say. So when they don't receive what you say, you begin to regurgitate that. You begin to take that thing personal when you really shouldn't, because you're just that mouthpiece that God is using to speak. So you speak that and you just shake the dust and move on. And I was driving and I heard this song called Known. And basically the song says that it's a Christian song. It basically says that even though God knows who I am, because God knows you, even if you think that you're so unknown, nobody knows, but God, He's the only one that knows you and understands. And in all your frailties, all your faults, all your shortcomings, and all of your ups, your downs, your inconsistencies, He knows you. And because He knows you, and He created you for a purpose, then that song says, even though you know me, you still love me. You still see me fit enough that you didn't turn your back on me, you didn't judge me, but you stayed there and you love me beyond myself. That's the kind of love that we need in this world. And when we come to tell someone, I'm there for you if you need me, if they really showed you who they were, would you still remain there? Would you stay there? If they really showed you who it was, they could be they could put on the mask of I got it all together. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. Usually the person that put on that persona is the person that's the most unable to be selfish for themselves and unable to do that, to move in that. Usually that's the person, because they've always been something for someone else. So I would say my challenge, and my daughter always said, I said to myself said, girl, it's time for you to find out who you are. You know whose you are, but who you are and what's this next journey is going to take you to. You have to be fearless. You have to be uncomfortable. And you have to be willing to just be you. And the ones that walk away, let them walk away. The ones that stay, let them stay. But you cannot continue in the phase that you are, because you are stagnating yourself. And when you're stagnated and you are refusing to go forward, everybody that's following you is at a halt or a standstill as well. So I would say to myself, and myself would say, girl, it's time. Because time measures change. I know my channel is chosen by choice, and I said I was going to be doing all of this and that, and this when I said I was going to be doing all that, things switched. It changed. I was no longer interested in those things I was doing. I would do them, but it didn't bring me fulfillment, because it's like God was saying to me, it's time to make that alignment. It's time to align perfectly with what I have you to do. And a lot of times that's scary, because you don't know what you're going to become, because you don't know the unknown. But you know what? I can trust Him, that he has my best interests at heart, because He created me for greatness. He created me for this time. He knew at this time, on this date in August the 12th, He knew at this day, at this time, that I'd be sitting here making this video. And He knew that it was going to be a time in my life that I was going to be like, okay, Lord, whatever it is, at whatever cost, I'm willing to go forward, not looking back, not being afraid to be uncomfortable, be willing to be uncomfortable. Because the things that God have for us to do, if it's within our power to do it, we would have did it a long time ago. But because it's so much bigger than us, it's so much greater than what we could even imagine. It's going to make us uncomfortable. It's going to make us uncomfortable. But we have to be willing to be uncomfortable in order for the comforter to come in and comfort us. I remember someone saying that, and it just came back to me. When we feel that God is making us uncomfortable, it's for the comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, to come in to be a comforter and to comfort us and let us know it's okay. I'm right here with you. You can move forward. You can do this. You can do all things through Christ that give you strength. Go forward, my daughter. Go forward. So, with that being said, I would say time measures change, and it's time for change. And you may not know what it's going to be, but trust the God in you, the Creator in you, the one that created you. He created you for a purpose and for a reason. So trust that and move forward. Everybody ain't going to understand it. People along the way going to have opinions. But you know what? Everybody got an opinion. And you're not here for a popularity contest. Those that love you will stay. Those that don't love you and wasn't supposed to be there, they'll leave. And that's okay. So I want to thank my daughter for this challenge. And this was kind of liberating. So I think I would do it again. I would say, give me some comments in the bottom. Share with me where you are, what you're doing, where you think that you're supposed to be doing, and how you plan on getting there. Have a vision as to where, because we can want to be somewhere, but if we never make the plan or have a strategy as to how we're going to get there, or the vehicle we're going to use in order to arrive there, we'll always be saying, one day I'm going to do that. One day. Well, make this your day one and move forward. Thank you for listening. I hope you got something out of it. And I hope that you will share in the bottom your comments. And maybe one time we can have this a dialogue. I think that would be great with my daughter that gave me this challenge. And see what else God has for us. This is Chosen by Choice. Be blessed.